Hello everyone, welcome to Narayana online classes. We are going to be practicing some basic questions on ellipse, especially based on normals. Alright, let's start. First question, if the normal at P on the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 cuts the major and minor axis in Q and R respectively, then PQ is to PR is what? Alright? Okay, so what do we have here? We have a standard ellipse. Yeah, we have a standard ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. On this ellipse, there is a normal at point P, yes, that cuts the ellipse. Yes, let us say this is the tangent. So there is a normal at point P that cuts the major and minor axis in Q and R. Okay, Q and R. It need not cut at the end of minor axis. It can cut anywhere on the minor axis. Okay, so it cuts at Q and R. Then we need to find the ratio PQ is to PR. All right, all right. So let us take P to be x1 comma y1. Alright. Now we know already that for any standard ellipse, equation of normal is what? Normal to the ellipse at P is given by which equation? Yes, a square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 equal to a square minus b square. Correct? We know that is the equation of normal. Now using this equation, we need to figure out the coordinates of Q and R. Okay? Please take a screenshot. Alright. So now we know that what was the equation of normal? A square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 equal to a square minus b square. Yes? Okay, so now it will cut the major axis. We know major axis is x, right? So put y equal to 0. What do we get? We will get a square x by x1 equal to a square minus b square, which means what is the value of x? X is equal to, take x1 and a square to the other side, x1 into a square minus b square upon a square. Correct? That is the value of x, right? So I can say the coordinates of Q. What are the coordinates of Q? x1 into a square minus b square upon a square comma 0. Yes? Now similarly, how do we find the coordinates of R? We will put x equal to 0. Correct? So can we do this mentally now? If I put x equal to 0, let us say similarly R. Clearly, since R is on y-axis, its x coordinate is going to be 0. Yes. Now put x equal to 0 here. What do we get? We will get minus b square upon y1, y equal to a square minus b square. This minus will go there. It will become b square minus a square. y1 goes up, b square comes down. So what do we get? We will get y1 into b square minus a square upon b square. Correct? So these are my coordinates of Q and R. Got it? Please take a screenshot. Okay, so if these are my coordinates, I now need to find out PQ is to PR, but because we have all the coordinates, we know P is x1 comma y1 and I know Q and as well as R. Therefore, I should be able to figure out the distance PQ and PR. Correct? Okay. So, what I am going to do is not rub up the entire part because we need the coordinates of Q and R. Alright, so let us draw a line here. Okay, this is from the previous slide. Alright, so we have Q and R. Tell me what is PQ square? PQ square, we know PQ, P is x1, y1. So can we directly say distance formula, right? So x1 is there in PQ as P as well as Q. So x1 into, yes, x1 minus this coordinate, right? So 1 minus a square minus b square upon a square, the whole square, correct? Plus y1 minus 0 the whole square, so y1 square. Similarly, what will be PR square? PR x1 minus 0 the whole square, therefore x1 square, and then y1 minus y1 into this entire expression, the whole square, so y1 square into 1 minus this, 1 minus b square minus a square upon b square, the whole square. Observe that we don't have to write any square roots because we have taken squares on LHS. Correct? I have just applied distance formula, that is all. Okay? So, let me make this neatly. So, yes, so now we don't need this. Let us rub this off. So now, can you look at these two expressions and tell me what will PQ square and PR square simplify to? Yes, implies PQ square would be what? Observe this. A square will go here and subtract this, a square gets cancelled off. We only have b square upon a square remaining, but the whole square, which means x1 square into b raised to 4 upon a raised to 4. Correct? A square will get cancelled. We have only b square upon a square, the whole square, plus y1 square. Cross multiply this, we have x1 square b raised to 4 plus y1 square a raised to 4 upon a raised to 4. That is PQ square. What about PR square? Yes, simplify this, x1 square plus, once again for y1 square into b square will come here and cancel off b square. We have a square upon b square, the whole square. Therefore, a raised to 4 upon b raised to 4. Correct? Cross multiply this. We have x1 square into b raised to 4 plus y1 square into a raised to 4, the whole upon b raised to 4. Now this looks complicated, but don't worry, because observe that numerator for PQ square and PR square is exactly the same. Correct? Numerator is exactly the same. Let us mark it this, that this belongs to the previous step. Alright, so we know the numerator is exactly the same, which means what? When I divide them, numerator will go away. That is wonderful, because now tell me PQ square upon PR square is how much? Numerator will get cancelled off. 1 by a raised to 4 upon 1 by b raised to 4. B raised to 4 will go to the numerator. We have b raised to 4 upon a raised to 4. Correct? But the question is asking us PQ is to PR. Correct? So PQ by PR would be B square by A square. Got it? Yes? That is your answer. B square by A square. Yes? Like I said, it might look complicated. Yes, there is a bit of calculation, but the answer is very simple. Yes? And in fact, it is an identity because it is true for any point on the ellipse. Got it? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. Alright. Equation of the normal to the ellipse x square plus 4y square equal to 25 at the point whose ordinate is 2. Okay. So in this, we need to find equation of the normal and the ordinate is already given, which means we don't even need to draw the figure. Directly it is given the ellipse x square plus 4y square equal to 25. Correct? What is the ordinate? The ordinate is plus 2. Right? So, let us take this as equation 1. Now, ordinate is equal to 2. What is the word ordinate represent? It represents the y coordinate. Correct. So ordinate equal to 2, which means there is a point on the ellipse for y equal to 2. Correct. For the concerned point, whatever that point is. Right. Okay. So then and y equal to 2 implies we need to first find the x coordinate before we can go on to find the equation of the normal. So y equal to 2 means x square plus 4 into 4, 16 equal to 25, which means take the 16 there, x square would be 25 minus 16, which is 9. Therefore x square equal to 9 and x equal to plus or minus 3. Correct? Which means normal is at point we have two possible points P, let us call them P and Q. So P 3, 2 or Q minus 3, 2. Correct? For both the points, their ordinate is 2 and they both lie on the ellipse. Now we simply have to find the equation of the normals and see which of these is in the options. Okay? Alright, please take a screenshot. Okay, so remember P 3, 2 and 3, minus 2. Right, so we know that what is the equation of normal? Normal at any point P x1, y1 is given by a square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 equal to a square minus b square. We know this is the equation of the normal. So here tell me what is the value of a square? You simply bring the 25 to the denominator. A square is 25 itself. What is the value of b square? 25 comes down but 4 comes further down. So b square is 25 by 4. Right? So we have a square and b square. Now we need x1 and y1 also. And x1, y1, we will start with the first point, which is 3, 2. Correct? If this doesn't match, we will go to minus 3, 2. Correct? So we get, let us mark this as equation 1. Sorry, we had already 1 as the ellipse. So this is equation 2. So 2 becomes, what does the equation become? A square x by x1. So 25, pardon me, 25 x by what? 25 x by your x1 is 3 minus b square y by y1. So 25 by 4, 25 by 4 y by 25 by 4 y by what is y1? 2. Correct? Equal to a square minus b square. So 25 minus 25 by 4. Now I can cancel 25 everywhere, right? And so let us just do that. 25 gets removed everywhere. We will have 1 at each of these places. So we have x by 3 minus y by 8 equal to 1 minus 1 by 4, 3 by 4. Correct? This is where we are. We just need to simplify and identify the answer. Correct? Please take a screenshot. Okay. So x by 3 minus y by 8 equal to 3 by 4. Yes? Right? So, what do we do? Multiply throughout by what is the LCM? $24, correct. 24, what do we get? 8x minus 3y equal to 4 and 24 will get cancelled. We'll have 6. 6 into 3 is 18. So 8x minus 3y minus 18 equal to 0. Correct? So this is your answer, which is option 3. Got it? Once again, I hope that was not confusing at all. All we have to do is find the x coordinate. When you have x1, y1, just substitute in the equation of normal. Okay? Let us proceed. The maximum distance of any normal to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 from the center. Right? Okay, so now once again you see we don't actually need to draw anything, because first of all we know center of the given ellipse is origin. First point. And any normal to the ellipse can be written as, can you tell me the parametric form of normal? Any normal can be written as a square x by x1. So if you are looking for the parametric form, it will have to be, yes, ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta equal to a square minus b square. Right? Let us mark this as equation 1. Now we need to find the distance of this normal from the origin, and then what is the maximum possible value of that distance. Correct? So can we directly write the distance from origin? Distance of O origin from 1 is, what is that? D equal to mod of, in the numerator we put x and y as 0 and a square minus b square will come to this side. So minus of a square minus b square divided by, what do we have in the denominator? Root of a by cos theta the whole square and b by sin theta the whole square. Let us write a by cos theta as a sec theta and b by sin theta as b cosec theta. So we will have root of a square sec square theta plus b square cosec square theta. If that is not clear, don't worry, I will write it again. Okay? So once again, what is the distance? Minus of a square mod of minus of a square minus b square upon root of a square sec square theta plus b square cosec square theta. Let us write that again. Please take a screenshot. Okay, so we have d equal to, since we are taking mod, let us just take a to be greater than b. So mod of a square minus b square upon, what was the denominator? Root of a square sec square theta b square cosec square theta, and in the numerator we have mod of a square minus b square. Alright? Okay. Now I need to find the maximum value of this. Alright. So you see the variable part is only the denominator. So let us first minimize the denominator, because I know if the denominator is minimum, numerator is maximum. Sorry, not the numerator. If denominator is minimum, the entire expression becomes maximum. Correct? So let us just focus on the denominator. We will say let f of theta be a square sec square theta plus b square cosec square theta. Right? Now sec square theta I can write it as 1 plus tan square theta. Cosec square theta is 1 plus cot square theta. So we have, bring the 1 and 1, a square into 1 and b square into 1 together, a square plus b square plus a square tan square theta and b square cot square theta. Correct? Now observe this expression carefully. We know this is constant and I want the minimum value of this. But if I want the minimum value of sum of two positive quantities, one of the most common things that we can use is AMGM inequality. Correct? AMGM inequality. So I will say this is greater than or equal to, keep the constant part as it is, plus for AMGM it will be a plus b by 2 greater than or equal to root AB. Correct? There is no 2 here. So let us take 2 to the other side. Directly we can say it is 2 root a square tan square theta into b square cot square theta. Yes? What have we done here? We have applied the AMGM inequality. Yes? Inequality. Now, can you tell me what does this expression look like? Just let us simplify that. That is a square plus b square and that is 2 root. You see tan square theta and cot square theta will get cancelled off. 2 root a square plus b square, also a and b are positive, therefore 2ab. That's all. We have a plus b the whole square. Correct? Okay, keep this in mind. Let us now start focus on d again, right? So now we know f of theta is greater than or equal to a plus b the whole square. Yes? So please take a screenshot. Got it? Yeah? Okay. So then I am going to keep this part. I'm going to keep the expression for d And we know f of theta is greater than or equal to a plus b the whole square. This is to mark that it is from the previous slide. So, clearly, we said f of theta equal to a square sec square theta plus b square cosec square theta is greater than or equal to a plus b the whole square, which means what can we say about d? D, if this is greater than, so which means its minimum value is a plus b the whole square, so its maximum value will happen when I substitute this here. So I can say d is maximum, so less than or equal to. Again, since it is mod, I can ignore it because we have assumed that a is greater than b. So a square minus b square upon, let us just take if a is greater than b, yeah, and this is square root of this expression, so a plus b, correct? I have just substituted this here, and because, let me repeat again, its minimum is a plus b the whole square, so the entire expression becomes maximum when I substitute. What is this? Factorize a plus b into a minus b, a plus b will get cancelled, we have d is less than or equal to a minus b. Got it? So the maximum distance of any normal is a minus b. Got it? That is your answer. Yes, a minus b. Got it? Okay, then let us proceed. The eccentricity of an ellipse whose center is at the origin is half. If one of its directrices is x equal to minus 4, then the equation of the normal to it at 1 comma 3 by 2 is what? Okay, a couple of things are given to us. First, the ellipse, its eccentricity is half, its center is origin. Mind you, we don't still know whether it is a standard ellipse or not. All we know is that center is at the origin and eccentricity is half. But it is given that one of the directrices is x equal to minus 4. That is your hint. If x equal to minus 4, x equal to constant, a vertical line is a directrix, that means its major axis has to be parallel to x axis, but center is origin, therefore major axis is x axis. All of this information is contained within the question without mentioning it clearly. Okay. So, which means I can directly now go for a standard ellipse. Yeah. So, let us first try to draw it. Its center is the origin. Eccentricity is half. One of the directrices is x equal to minus 4. So, x equal to minus 4 is one of the directrices, and equation of the normal to it at 1 comma 3 by 2. Let us say 1 comma 3 by 2 is somewhere here. So, we need to find this normal equation. Alright, let us call this point P 1 comma 3 by 2. Okay, this is the origin. Alright, so given for the ellipse E is equal to half. Now we know it is the standard ellipse, so x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Yes, I am assuming that you have already understood that, so let us directly use the formula, right? Now we know that equation of directrices is x equal to plus minus a by e, correct? Here it is given to be minus 4, which means minus A by how much is E? Half equal to minus 4. So multiply these two, we will get, take this here, cancel the minus, A is equal to 2. So now I have found out the value of A, but we still don't know B. We can get the normal equation only when we know the entire equation of the ellipse. So we need A square and B square. I know A, I need to get B. How do we get B? Once again, eccentricity is given. So we will say also, what is the formula for B? B square equal to A square into 1 minus E square. Correct? Substitute, which means B square is, A square is how much? 4 into 1 minus E square is 1 by 4. So this will multiply, we get 3 by 4. 4 into 3 by 4 is 3. So now I know A square is 4, B square is 3. So now I know equation of the ellipse. Got it? Please take a screenshot. Okay, so now we know A square is 4, B square is 3, and also we know that equation of normal at any point x1, y1 is what? It is A square x by x1 minus B square y by y1 equal to A square minus B square. So at 1 comma 3 by 2, can we directly substitute now? Implies equation at 1 comma 3 by 2 is, yeah, A square is 4x by x1 is 1 minus B square 3y by y1 3 by 2 equal to A square minus B square. Simplify this, that is 4x, 3 will get cancelled, so 2y and 1 here, so 4x minus 2y equal to 1. That is your answer. Yes, 4x minus 2y equal to 1. So that wasn't difficult, right? All you had to do was use the eccentricity to find the value of A, then use A to get B. Once you have A and B, we have equation of the ellipse. Using equation of the ellipse, we found the equation of the normal. Got it? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. If beta is one of the angles between the normals to the ellipse, x square plus 3y square equal to 9 at the points 3 cos theta comma root 3 sin theta and minus 3 sin theta comma root 3 cos theta, where theta belongs to 0 to pi by 2, then 2 cot beta upon sin 2 theta is equal to what? Okay, so beta is an angle between the normals. We need to first find equation of normals at these 2 points. From those we can get slopes of the normals. With slopes I can find angle between the 2 normals, correct? And then we need to rearrange those terms such that we get 2 cot beta upon sin 2 theta. Okay, alright, once again we don't need the diagram. Okay, so again before we proceed, one quick observation. Whenever there is an angle mentioned between lines, people get confused, should we take the acute angle or the obtuse angle? Okay. So you should see if there is any hint in the question. Here it is not mentioned whether beta is obtuse or acute, correct? But if you see the answer, all the answers are positive. So it is sort of understood that you need to go for the acute angle, because also it has cot beta. If it was obtuse, this would have been negative. Okay, so just we are going with that understanding that we are going to go with acute. Okay, all right. So because points are given to us, let us directly write equation of normal at a given point, right? So point form of normal, right? So equation of normal at any point P x1 y1 is given by what is the equation? A square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 equal to a square minus b square. Correct? So let us just write at the first point 3 cos theta comma root 3 sin theta. What is the normal? The normal would be substitute. What is the value of a square here? Mind you, there is 9 there, bring the 9 here. So a square is 9, b square is 3. Just be a bit careful. So 9x by x1 is 3 cos theta, and then minus b square, b square is 3, y by y1 is root 3 sin theta, equal to a square minus b square, so 9 minus 6. Correct? Alright, so this will get cancelled. We'll have 3x by cos theta, and then that will get cancelled. We will have root 3y. Right? So 3x by cos theta minus root 3y by sin theta equal to, pardon me, this b square, it should have been 3. Okay, pardon me, this should be 3. So here we will have 6. Okay, but keep in mind we are only concerned about the slope, right? Which means slope of the first normal. Can you observe this and tell me? We need to convert this into y equal to mx plus c. Take the y part over there and multiply everything here. So its slope would be 3 by cos theta into, this will come here and get reciprocal. So sin theta by root 3. Correct? So it will get cancelled. We will have root 3 into tan theta. Okay, stay with me, we will hold on to that. That is the first slope. Yes, please take a screenshot. Okay, so then m1 is root 3 by tan theta. Yes, so I am going to keep this equation and I will only remove this part. We now need to find the equation of normal at the other point, and from that we need the slope of the other normal. Yes? So root 3 tan theta, keep that in mind. Alright, so this is to indicate that this was there in the previous slide. Okay, so then the next point, which is minus 3 sin theta comma root 3 cos theta. For this next point, equation is 9x by x1, which is minus 3 sin theta, and then minus b square, which is 3y by y1, which is root 3 cos theta, equal to a square minus b square, we already know is 6. So this will cancel off. We will have minus 3 here. That will cancel off. We will have minus root 3 here. Yes. So that is minus 3x by sine theta and then minus root 3y by cos theta equal to 6. Yeah. Once again, we need the slope, right? So m2, slope of this root 3 by cos theta goes to other side and then it will come back. So minus 3 by sine theta, this multiplied by cos theta upon root 3. So can you see what is going to happen? It will give me minus root 3 into cot theta. Yes? So what are the two slopes we got? One is root 3 tan theta, the other one is minus root 3 cot theta. Okay? So please take a screenshot. Alright. So now we have both the slopes. Right? So we have m1 is root 3 tan theta, m2 is minus root 3 cot theta, and so we need the angle. So beta is the angle between the two lines, therefore tan beta can be written as mod of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. Your very basic equation, which is, what do we get? m1 minus m2 mod of root 3 will come out to be common. We will have tan theta plus cot theta divided by 1 plus m1 m2. So 1 plus, you see in m1 m2 tan theta and cot theta will get cancelled off. We will have root 3 into minus root 3. Correct? That's it. So in the denominator 1 minus 3, so 2, but there is a mod, 1 minus 3, so minus 2, but there is a mod, so it becomes plus 2. I can now take root 3 by 2 outside. Yes, we know this is tan beta. Tan beta, I can take root 3 by 2 outside. What is left now? Only tan theta plus cot theta. Can I write it as tan theta plus 1 by tan theta? Right? Once again I am ignoring the mod because theta lies between 0 and pi by 2. Everything is positive. Okay. So this then becomes cross multiply root 3 into, if I take the 2 inside, what do we get? Multiply this tan square theta plus 1 divided by, bring the 2 inside, 2 tan theta. Does this expression look familiar? Have you seen this expression somewhere? Maybe not, but it's reciprocal, you already know. 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square theta we know is sine 2 theta. Correct? That should indicate that you are close to the final answer. Right? So we will say tan beta is root 3 upon sine 2 theta. Correct? We seem to be very close to the final answer. Please take a screenshot. Okay, so we have tan beta equal to root 3 upon sine 2 theta, but we want 2 cot beta upon sine 2 theta, correct? Which means if I take tan beta here, it will become cot beta. You bring the root 3 here, so we will have 1 by root 3 equal to cot beta upon sine 2 theta. Correct? That's it. But we want 2 cot beta, right? Which means what is asked? 2 cot beta divided by sin 2 theta equal to 2 by root 3. Correct? That is what we were looking for. That's your answer. Yes? 2 by root 3. Got it? Once again, what did we do? We first found out equations of normals at these 2 points. Then we calculated the slopes of those 2 normals. When you have the slopes, what do? Just apply angle between the 2 lines because they have slopes. So mod of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2. When we simplified that, we got the answer as 2 by root 3. That's it. Got it? Okay, let us proceed. If the normal at one end of the latus rectum of the ellipse with eccentricity E passes through one end of the minor axis, then you see your options, all of them are conditions on E. Okay. So first notice that the ellipse equation is not given, which means this is true about any ellipse, but for our convenience we will take a standard ellipse. Okay. Alright. So what is the condition given to us? That the normal at the end of the, at one end of the latus rectum let us draw the normal, let us first draw the latus rectum and then the normal at one end. Let us take this end, and this normal, it is said, it passes through one end of the minor axis, correct? So let us take this point P, let us take this point as Q, alright? Can you tell me the coordinates of P? We know it is one end of the latus rectum, right? Which means we know its x coordinate. What is the x coordinate? Latus rectum must pass through the focus, therefore its x coordinate is AE, correct? What is its y coordinate? What is the length of latus rectum? 2b square by a. So y coordinate would be b square by a. Correct? So now I have the coordinates of point P. What are the coordinates of point Q? One end of minor axis. Therefore clearly 0, minus b. Correct? Okay. So now we have coordinates of P and Q. We need to find the condition on E. Right? So let us start with the ellipse equation, right? Let the ellipse be x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1. Yes? So then normal at P AE, b square by a passes through what is the point? Q 0, minus b. Correct? Now just keep these points in mind: P AE, b square by a and Q 0, minus b. Please take a screenshot. Okay, so we know that normal at any point, let us call it as A, x1, y1, what is it given by? A x1, y1 is, what is the equation? A square x by x1 minus b square y by y1 equal to a square minus b square, right? So what is the point P? P So normal at P, AE comma B square by A. What is this normal equation? It becomes A square X by X1 is AE minus B square Y. Y is as it is, Y1 is B square by A. Yes, equal to A square minus B square. In fact, since we have already brought in E, do you realize that I can write A square minus B square as A square E square? Correct? For our convenience, we will write it as A square E square. That way there is no B in the equation. Correct? Okay, so let us simplify this. This becomes A cancel A x by E and then minus B square cancel A y. On the other side, A square E square. Correct? Let us mark this as equation 2, where equation 1 is equation of ellipse itself. Yes? So now, this is the equation of normal, but what is the point that lies on this normal? Q 0 comma minus B lies on 2. Correct? 0 comma minus B lies on this. We only have to substitute and simplify. Okay? Please take a screenshot. Alright. So, let us not remove everything. So now, mentally can you substitute this point and tell me what will be the equation? Yes? What happens when you put, thankfully the point is 0 comma minus B, it will be easier for us to substitute, right? Alright, so which means from here we are proceeding here. So this means substitute 0 comma minus B, 0 over here, minus A into Y minus B equal to A square E square. Correct? Just cancel off A, right? And squaring. Why are we squaring? Because we know B square I can replace it with A square. So we get B square equal to A square E raised to 4. Correct? Which means, what is the value for B square? A square into 1 minus E square. Correct? Obviously this is assuming that A is greater than B, but that is a fairly valid assumption, equal to A square E raised to 4. So cancel A square, what are we left with? Take this to other side, E raised to 4 plus E square minus 1 equal to 0, which is your equation satisfied by the eccentricity. Got it? This is the equation satisfied by the eccentricity, you see, which is option 3. This one. Yeah? Got it? What did we do? First assumed a standard ellipse. Then in that standard ellipse, we found the coordinates of endpoints of lattice rectum. We found the equation. Then we substituted the endpoint of, we found the equation of normal and we substituted the endpoint of minor axis in that equation. Then it's a matter of simplification. That's all. Yes? Okay, let us proceed. Alright. Length of lattice rectum of the ellipse x square by 4 plus y square by b square equal to 1 if the normal at an end of the lattice rectum passes through one extremity of the minor axis. Do you realize it is very similar to the previous question? The situation is similar, but the information we have is different. This time B is your unknown. Yes? Okay. And we need to find the length of lattice rectum, which means first we need to find the value of B. Alright. So, without drawing, let us just proceed. Let normal, just normal normal at P. What is the end point of lateral rectum? B square, sorry, B square by A is the y coordinate. The end point of lateral rectum, its x coordinate would always be AE because it passes through the focus. So P AE comma B square by A. Let normal at this point pass through Q 0 comma minus B. Yes, but the value of A is already given to us. A square is 4, so A is 2, right? So normal at P is, yes, A square x by x1 minus B square y by y1 equal to A square minus B square. Substituting whatever are the known values, we get A square we know is 4x by x1. x1 is 2e, correct? AE, I am directly substituting. We can even mention that A is equal to 2. Yes? Okay, so 4x by 2e minus B square y, see B is unknown, y1 is B square by A, so B square by 2 equal to A square minus B square. Yes? So equal to A square, which is 4 minus B square, right? So we will have only 2 here, so 2x by E minus, once again B square will get cancelled, so 2y equal to, on the RHS we will have 4 minus B square, right? Let us mark this as equation 2, because equation 1 would be equation of the ellipse. Now we need to find length of lateral rectum. Before that we need to find the value of B. So 0 comma minus B lies on 2. Therefore substitute. Yes, please take a screenshot. Got it? Okay, so once again we will not remove everything. You see, in this question we could have directly used the result from the previous question, but because we are still practicing, I prefer not to. Let us just solve everything completely. Yeah? Okay, so then 0 comma minus B lies on 2, therefore substitute. We have 0 minus 2 into y is how much? Minus B equal to 4 minus B square. Correct? Rearrange the terms. This is a quadratic in B, right? B square, implies, let us remove this from here, B square plus 2B minus 4 equal to 0. It is better to apply quadratic formula because clearly this is not going to get factorized, right? So B is equal to, yes, minus 2 plus or minus square root of 4 minus 4AC, so 4 into minus 4, so minus 16 upon 2, correct? Implies B is equal to, what is this? This is root 20. Root 20, I can write it as 2 root 5. Yes, everywhere 2 will get cancelled. We will be left with minus 1 plus or minus root 5. Correct? But we know B cannot be negative, right? So directly I will say B is equal to root 5 minus 1, right? Since B is greater than 0. Correct? So now I have the value of B, I also have the value of A, right? We know the value of A, therefore what is the length of lattice rectum? Length of lattice rectum is 2b square by A, which is 2 times root 5 minus 1 the whole square upon, we know A is 2 itself. 2 and 2 will get cancelled, root 5 minus 1 the whole square, it is 5 plus 1 minus 2 root 5, which is 6 minus 2 root 5. Is it there in the options? Of course it is. We did everything correct. Okay. So 6 minus 2 root 5 is the answer. Here. Got it? We just proceeded exactly the same as before in the previous question. We simply found out the value of B. Once you have B, it is just a matter of B 2b square by A. Yes? That's your answer. Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. The tangent and normal at any point P of an ellipse x square by A square plus y square by B square equal to 1 cut the major axis in P and Q respectively. Now if PQ equal to A, then the eccentric angle of that point P satisfies which of these conditions? Okay. So the eccentric angle of the P, by looking at the options, it is phi, right? So we need to find a condition on phi. Okay. All right. So let us see what the situation looks like. We have an ellipse and a point P on the ellipse, from which we are drawing a tangent and a normal. Yes? Okay, so let us extend this line. So we have this point which is P, this is, it cuts the major axis in T, sorry, tangent and normal. The tangent cuts the major axis in T, so this is T. And the major axis, the normal cuts the major axis in Q, correct? So PQT, and it is given that the distance between PQ is A, right? So this distance is A, yes? And then using that we need to find the condition on phi, alright? So let us write this as P of phi. Okay, so the most obvious method of proceeding this in here would be, since we are only looking at where the line cuts x-axis, you directly look at the equation of those two lines and substitute y equal to 0. You will get coordinates of q and t. That's it. Once you know the coordinates, apply the fact that distance between them is equal to a. Alright. So let us directly go with, we know that tangent at P of phi is given by, can you give me equation of tangent? Yes, x cos phi by A plus y sin phi by B equal to 1. Correct? Let us label this as equation 1. Now we are saying to find t, put y equal to 0. In 1, y equal to 0. So x would be a upon cos phi. Can I directly say t, its coordinate would be a upon cos phi comma 0? Yes. So now we know the coordinates of t, right? Now I need to find coordinates of q. Yes, let us keep this in mind. T is a upon cos phi. Let us write it here. T is a upon cos phi comma 0. right? There is not much space there. Okay. So, now we need to find the equation of the normal, right? So, I hope by now you remember the equation of normal. Yes? What is the equation of normal? We know that normal at P of phi is, yes, a square x by x1, but here we are writing the parametric form. So, ax by cos phi minus by by sin phi equal to a square minus b square. Once again, putting y equal to 0, we put y equal to 0, x would be cos phi upon a into this expression, correct? So q, its coordinates would be cos phi into a square minus b square upon a comma 0, correct? So now we have coordinates of q as well as coordinates of t, right? And t, as we have seen earlier, is a by cos phi comma 0, right? Okay, so using these two, now we need to use the condition that TQ is A, right? So please take a screenshot. Okay, this is actually from before. Now please take a screenshot. Okay, so then we have coordinates of both Q and T, right? Let us remove this part. Alright, so given that TQ is equal to A. Now just be careful whether you take Q minus T or T minus Q. TQ is a, clearly the x coordinate of T is bigger, which means A by cos phi minus x coordinate of Q, which is cos phi into A square minus B square upon A. This is equal to A, correct? So now we are close to the end because we have applied TQ is equal to A. Now I need to get rid of A completely and I need E there. Yes? Okay, so with that understanding, let us remove this part. So we need to remove A and we need to bring in E. So over here A square minus B square can be written as A square E square, correct, equal to, sorry, not equal to, minus cos phi. See, this is A square E square upon A. So can I write it as A E square? Yes. Cancel all the A's. So we are left with, you see, 1 here cos phi and then A. So I can write multiply throughout by cos phi, 1 minus cos square phi into E square equal to, over there you will have cos phi only, which means take everything the other side, E square cos square phi plus cos phi minus 1 equal to 0. You see, we have only E and phi, which is what we are looking for. So E square cos square phi plus cos phi minus 1 equal to 0, which is your option 1. Yes, that is your answer. Okay, again, not that difficult, right? Maybe, but all you need to do is find out the coordinates of Q and T, then apply that, the distance between them is A. Yes? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. if W is one of the angles between the normals to the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 at the points whose eccentric angles are theta and pi by 2 plus theta, then 2 cot W upon sin 2 theta is what? Does it remind you of a question we have done earlier? We have done a very similar question earlier. But in that question, equation of ellipse was given in numbers. Here it is just a standard ellipse and two angles, eccentric angles differing by pi by 2. That is all that is given. Okay. So, let us start with just an equation of normal. We know that equation of normal parametric form is given by, tell me, say it with me, what is the parametric form? Yes, ax upon cos theta minus by upon sin theta equal to a square minus b square, correct? Which means, what is the slope of the normal? Slope of normal is, take this to the other side, bring this here, so a by cos theta into, yes, sin theta upon b, correct? That is the slope of normal, yes? So that is a by b tan theta, right? Which means slope of normal at theta is a by b tan theta, correct? So let us call this as m1, right? Equal to m1, let us say that. Then tell me m2 of where the eccentric angle is pi by 2 plus theta would be what? Simply replace theta with theta plus pi by 2. So a by b into tan of theta plus pi by 2. Now, remember from your junior classes, what is tan of theta plus pi by 2? Yes, second quadrant, tan is negative plus pi by 2. So tan will go to cot. So this becomes minus a by b cot of theta, right? That is m2. Let us call this condition number 1, condition number 2. So now we have found the slopes a by b tan theta and minus a by b cot theta. Got it? Now we simply have to proceed like before. What is the angle between the two lines? Okay? Please take a screenshot. Okay, so then we have m1 is a by b tan theta, m2 is minus a by b cot theta, correct? Which means angle between the two lines, it is already given w, right? So let us directly go with tan of w and mod of, once again we are looking for only positive answers, so mod of m1 minus m2 upon 1 plus m1 m2, correct? So m1 minus m2, a by b will come out to be common, so a by b into tan theta here plus cot theta there, right? So tan theta plus cot of theta divided by 1 plus m1 m2, so 1 plus, you see the product tan theta into cot theta will be 1 and a by b into minus a by b, so minus a square by b square into 1, correct? Okay, so very carefully let us write this as a by b and then this will multiply and go up, so b square upon b square minus a square, but for our simplicity let us assume a is greater than b, so its mod becomes a square minus b square into, what are we left with? Tan theta plus cot of theta, okay? Once again we are taking tan theta and cot theta to be in first quadrant, okay? So here assuming A is greater than B. Okay, then we will proceed as it is. We will use that formula for eccentricity. Doesn't change anything. Okay, alright. So then with this, you tell me B will get cancelled. So we have AB upon A square minus B square into, what are we left with? Tan theta plus 1 by tan theta. Cross multiply. So tan square theta plus 1 upon tan theta. Let us write it as 1 plus tan square theta upon tan theta. Is it looking familiar? Yes, like before, if I multiply and divide with 2, if there was a 2 in the denominator, that would have become sine 2 theta in the denominator. Okay? Please take a screenshot. Alright, so let us keep this, let us remove the rest. Yes, so mentally, can you tell me what happens when we proceed? Think about that. We are going to get a sine 2 theta here. What are the other terms that are going to remain? And how do we have only E? Because your answer has to be in terms of only E, right? Correct. So we have tan W. Tan W is equal to, can I directly multiply and divide with 2? So 2AB upon A square minus B square, can we write it as A square E square? Yes, we can do that. Into, multiply and divide with 2, 1 by sine 2 theta. I am skipping one step because we have done this before. Okay, so, but we want 2 cot W upon sine 2 theta, right? Which means we want this right here, we want tan theta to go down, right? So bring all of this up. A square E square upon AB. That side we will have 2 cot W by sine 2 theta. Correct? So one of the A's is going to get cancelled. Yes. Now A upon B. What is A upon B? Implies, so let us write 2 cot W upon sine 2 theta is equal to, you will have E square into A, let us keep it as that, upon A root 1 minus E square. Correct, because B square is A square into 1 minus E square. So B is A root 1 minus E square, which means I can cancel off this A also. We are only left with E square upon root of 1 minus E square. Can you see that? That is your answer. Is it there in the options? It should be. Yes? So E square upon root 1 minus E square. Got it? We proceeded exactly as we have done before. Only this time we did not have any numbers, only terms and symbols. Okay? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. The area of the rectangle formed by the perpendiculars from the center of the ellipse to the tangent and normal at the point whose eccentric angle is pi by 4 is what? Okay, so then we have a point. First of all, we have a ellipse. Let us take it to be a standard ellipse. And then on that ellipse, we have a point whose eccentric angle is pi by 4. So somewhere over here. And then the area of rectangle formed by perpendiculars from the center to tangent and normal at this point. So at this point, the tangent would be like this, the normal would be like this. Okay? So that is slightly displaced. Bear with me please. Let us take this point as P of its eccentric angle is pi by 4. Okay. Where is the rectangle here? We need perpendiculars from the center to both tangent and normal, right? So we need this perpendicular and we need this perpendicular. Alright, so that makes a rectangle. Let us call this distance as D1 and D2. Yes, this is your origin and these are the perpendiculars we are dropping. Alright, so now we need to find D1 and D2. Clearly, let us write right here itself, area of the rectangle would be simply D1 into D2. Correct? It's a rectangle with sides D1 and D2 and I need to find area of that rectangle. So I simply need to find D1 into D2. That's it. Which means what do we need to find? We need to find equation of tangent and normal at that point P. Then we need to find the distances from origin to that tangent and normal. That's it. Multiply, you will have the answer. Okay. So let us start with, we know that equation of tangent at any point P of theta is parametric form. What is it? X cos theta by A plus Y sin theta by B equal to 1, right? So, which means tangent at P of pi by 4 here would be how much? Is apply x upon A root 2 plus y upon B root 2 equal to 1. From this can we say what is the value of D2? Can we directly write that? D2 would be distance from origin mod of 0, 0. So minus 1 upon root of 1 by A root to the whole square. So 1 by 2A square plus 1 by 2B square. Correct? That we know is D2. Directly we have applied distance of a straight line from origin. Yes? Okay, so please take a screenshot. Alright, so let us simplify the expression for D2 first. Can you tell me what all would be remaining once we remove this? There is a 1 by root 2 common in the denominator, correct? So, implies D2 would be, can you see there is a 1 by root 2, we can take it common which goes to the numerator, so root 2. Also, A square into B square will get multiplied with a square root, so root 2 AB upon root of B square and A square will be common. So, A square plus B square. This is D2, right? Okay. Now, let us find D1. Yes? So, now we need to find D1. So, also let us mark this as 1. Yes? So, also normal at P pi by 4 would be what? Is, yes, Ax by cos theta. So, Ax by 1 by root 2 minus By by sin theta. So, By by 1 by root 2 equal to A square minus B square. So, for this can we find the distance from origin, which means how much is D1 mod of, once again substitute 0, 0, so we can ignore that, minus A square minus B square upon, what do we have in the denominator? Yes, root of this square, this root 2 will go up, so 2A square, similarly root 2 goes up, plus 2B square. Correct? Please take a screenshot. Got it? Okay, so we are going to keep D1 as it is. Let us remove this part. So we are left with, from here I am going to take here implies D1 is how much? I can ignore the minus, I am assuming A is greater than B. So A square minus B square upon, yes, pardon me, there should have been a square root here. Very important. In the previous screenshot, let me mark this with a star. In the previous screenshot, please check this. There should have been a square root here. Okay, square root of 2a square plus 2b square. Don't forget that. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So D1 would be, in the denominator, we have root 2 into root of a square plus b square. Correct? And the question is simply asking us the area of rectangle. We have already said that area is D1 into D2. Correct? Please take a screenshot with this star mark. Please take a screenshot. Okay, so then let us remove this. Now tell me, D1 into D2 is going to give me what? D1 into D2. You see, root 2 gets cancelled. AB is there, A square minus B square is there, plus square root of A square plus B square. I can ignore the square root. So AB into A square minus B square divided by A square plus B square. That is your answer, right? Because that is the area we are looking for. Correct? Got it? Which option is that? Option number 1. Got it? Shall we proceed? Okay, let us proceed. If the normals at 4 points xy plus yi, where I is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4 on the ellipse x square by a square plus y square by b square equal to 1 are concurrent, then x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus x4 into 1 by x1 plus 1 by x2 plus 1 by x3 plus 1 by x4, or sigma cos alpha into sigma sec alpha is equal to what? Okay, I know you might not have done questions like this. Questions like this invariably have to be solved by figuring out some equation that allows me to bring in these expressions. Now clearly you see, if I take x1, x2, x3, x4 as roots of some equation, this is sum of the roots. Observe this. What happens if I take LCM? The denominator becomes x1, x2, x3, x4, which is product of the roots, and the numerator becomes x2, x3, x4 plus x1, x3, x4 and so on, which means in the numerator we will have sum of terms taken 3 at a time. In the denominator we have product of roots. On the first bracket we have sum of roots, which means what I need is a 4th degree equation for which these are the roots. With that understanding, let us proceed. We know that normal at any point P of alpha is given by, what is it given by? Ax by cos alpha minus by sin alpha equal to a square minus b square. Correct? That is the normal. Now let this normal pass through some point Q of H comma K. Correct? Which means H comma K will satisfy this equation. So we have AH by cos alpha minus BK by sin alpha equal to A square minus B square. Yes? Please take a screenshot. Okay. So, let us only remove this part. What do we have now? We have an equation in terms of alpha, H and K. Yes? So, I am going to keep this here and we are proceeding from here to here. Alright. So, which means, let us multiply throughout by cos alpha into sin alpha. We have AH sin alpha minus BK cos alpha equal to A square minus B square into sin alpha cos alpha. Yeah? Okay, so now we only need to simplify. We need to somehow find roots to this that fit in this form. Okay, so I am now going to remove this. We have if you observe carefully, we want a product of cos alpha and sec alpha, right? Which means we want cos alpha to be there. Which means somehow I can get rid of sin alpha, right? I can convert actually sin alpha into cos alpha, correct? Because sin alpha is square root of 1 minus cos square alpha. Let us use that. For that, first bring all the sin alpha terms together. Alright? So, you bring sin alpha there, keep the minus bk cos alpha here. So, I can say minus bk cos alpha is equal to, on that side, let us write sin alpha into AH. Okay, let us take bk cos alpha here and this on that side. Pardon me. Let us remove this. Okay, what are we doing? We are keeping minus bk cos alpha on one side. We are going to take AH sin alpha to the RHS, which means we will have A square minus B square cos alpha minus AH over here. Got it? And now we are going to square. Squaring. Why are we squaring? Because I don't want sin alpha here, we only want cos alpha everywhere. Okay? So squaring will give me B square. Okay, let us go to the next line itself. Yes? We will have B square K square cos square alpha equal to sin square alpha. Let us directly write it as 1 minus cos square alpha into this square. Yes? A square minus B square cos alpha minus AH the whole square. Yeah? Okay. So, when we have that, now observe this carefully. Can you tell me, if I take cos alpha to be the unknown, what is the degree of this equation in terms of cos alpha? You see there is a square here, okay. There is a square here, there is a square there also. Which means this is a 4th degree equation in terms of cos alpha. Correct? Which means if you simplify this equation, guaranteed you should be able to find the value of this expression. Alright? Okay, so now please take a screenshot. Alright, so let us remove this part. We are going to keep Yes, okay. Now we just have to simplify this expression. Alright, so keep this as it is. B square k square cos square alpha equal to, yes, equal to, now RHS 1 minus cos square alpha into, expand that, a square minus b square the whole square cos square alpha, and then plus a square h square, and then minus 2ah into a square minus b square cos alpha. Got it? Yes? Okay. I think this is not needed. Alright. So, I now need to simplify this into a fourth degree equation in terms of cos alpha. Alright. Let us remove all this. Okay. Now, often students, when they try to solve this, they try to multiply everything and they get this huge expression, and then simplifying that becomes a headache. What we will do is, we will take every power of cos alpha term by term, right? So, first term is cos raised to 4 alpha. Okay. What is the coefficient of cos raised to 4 alpha? There is a minus cos square alpha here and cos square alpha here. So, minus of a square minus b square the whole square. That's it. That's the only term in cos raised to 4 alpha. Then, cos cube alpha. What is the coefficient? Minus cos square alpha into, you see this term in cos alpha. Minus minus becomes plus 2ah a square minus b square. Yes? Okay. Then, cos square alpha. What are the terms? If I multiply minus cos square alpha with the constant, I will get one term. So, minus of a square h square. Then, multiply 1 with this term, a square minus b square the whole square cos square alpha. So, plus a square minus b square the whole square, and then, yes, those are the only two ways that we will get cos square alpha. Alright. So, let us leave it at that. Then, plus cos alpha. Cos alpha. What will be the coefficient of cos alpha? Into, to get cos alpha, there is only one way, this term into 1, correct? So, minus 2ah into a square minus b square, correct? That is the only way to get cos alpha. And then what is the constant? The constant is a square h square into 1. You see, we now have the fourth degree equation that we were looking for, correct? Alright, so now from this fourth degree equation, I need to find this value. Alright, so let us first please take a screenshot. Okay, so let us remove this part. Now we need to find summation cos alpha into summation sec alpha, right? Okay, so this is the equation we are looking for. Now, from this equation, let us call this equation 1. Clearly, summation cos alpha is S1, right, where we know what is S1, sum of the roots, and summation sec alpha is what? Let us write this there itself. summation sec alpha is, can you tell me what will summation x sec alpha will be? Sec alpha would be, you see, product upon sum taken 3 at a time upon product. So S3 by S4, correct? Where for our reference, let us write S1 is what? Observe this carefully. What is S1? Would be minus, in any polynomial, it is minus b by a, right? So minus of 2ah a square minus b square upon, let us write this here, upon this part, right? Minus of a square minus b square the whole square. This is S1. What is S3? S3 would be S1, S2, S3. Also minus b by a plus c by a minus d by a. So negative of this. So 2ah into a square minus b square upon a square minus b square the whole square. That is S3. What is S4? S4 would be, once again, minus b by a plus c by a minus d by a plus e by a. So a square h square divided by your first term. So minus of a square minus b square the whole square. Why are we writing this? So that we can remove this and proceed. Okay. Is this much clear? Alright. So now we need to substitute this in this expression. Right? Let us remove this part. Okay, so clearly, which means S1 plus S3 by S4 would be how much? Observe in S1, minus gets cancelled, plus, pardon me, this is not plus, this is multiplied, right? We need their products. So this needs to be removed. We need this product. Okay, alright. So S1, you see, minus gets cancelled, a square minus b square will also get cancelled. We have 2ah upon a square minus b square. Yes, this is S1. S3 upon S4, clearly denominator is the same, ignore it. Only take numerators. So into 2ah into a square minus b square upon a square h square. Correct? Alright. So you see we have a ah and a square h square here. Right? Which means I can cancel completely this a square h square with ah and ah. Also we have a square minus b square and a square minus b square. So this can also be cancelled. What is left? 2 into 2 equal to 4. Pardon me, equal to 4. That is what we are looking for. 4 is your answer. So summation cos alpha sec alpha is 4. Should these two answers be same? Yes, they will be same, because you see x1, x2, x3, x4 are simply a cos alpha. Right? So a cos alpha 1, a cos alpha 2, etc. Multiply with a, divide with a, you will get the same expression. Which means answer is the same for both, which is 4. Right? This is a numerical type question. 4 is your answer. Mind you guys, this question is very important. Even though it's lengthy, you should always know how to go from coordinate geometry to polynomials and back. And you should always know how to work with roots this way. Alright? Okay. So we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.